Early in the morning, woo! I know somebody on in, woo! But it's time to get the money, bro. Woo! You can't act funny about that money, yo. Early in the morning, woo! Can I hit it in the morning? Woo! But then you gotta feed them kids. Jammin with juice. You know what the business is. What? I said what? I said what? I said what? It's Jammin with juice. I know what the business is. Call in, text in. Okay. It's there, right? Okay. Fresh in the
Juice Nation, and to all the juicy jammers out there. And good morning, Milwaukee. You are now tapped into, sipping on, and waking up to Jammin with Juice, the morning stream. Okay, the only stream y'all need to be on right now to get y'all day started. Okay, I am your girl, Noni Juice, always keeping it juicy. And of course, I got my boy Ben Jammin with me.
It is amazing.
Yes. And we are live from the Jammin with Juice studios, the Milky Way building. And we are sponsored by Cindy Johnson, Allstate Insurance Agency in Milwaukee. Make sure you guys give them a call. 414-445-2558. And what's up, Juicy Jammers? We see y'all in the chat. Yes, Trey say it is week 2. Thank you so much for being with us this morning. And y'all are ready to get it cracking, okay? It's Monday. We're going to have to do a recap. But first, we have to do our morning roll call, okay? So, Benjamin, can you please give me my theme music? Good morning, S.E.
Good morning, S.E.
In the chat. Shout out to McNutt.
McNutt got a big buck. Good morning.
McNutt said, don't scare me like that. Kawanda said, what's up, Kawanda? Attendance early in the morning. We got Trey Tay. We got Josh. We got Sincere.
Good morning,
we got
Josh.
Marty.
Good morning, Sincere.
We got
Good morning, Marty. Marty
we got my
good
girl
morning.
Kayla.
Sometimes I'm like, yeah, good morning. Kayla, good morning.
Lady B.
Willie good morning. Willie Gray's in the building. Top of the morning to you.
Productions, Curly Q.
Productions, good morning. Curly Q in the building, my homegirl. Good morning.
Who else? Did I miss anybody? If I missed you, speak now.
Hey, see, my brother. What's happening?
I think that's everyone.
That's everybody, dog.
I think it's everybody so far.
Everybody for right
Thank
now.
y'all. Right.
Everybody
Good morning. Good morning.
Y'all, you know what type of time I'm on. I got my Spaceman hoodie on.
That's what that is?
It's Billionaire Boys hoodie, but yeah.
Okay.
This type of time I'm on,
I remember that was really big back in the day.
Back in the day? What you mean back in the day?
Like when I was in high school,
I feel
like it was like, oh my God, Billionaire Boys Club. And then they was getting like the little Lego pins and stuff and putting it on their coats and things like that.
Pharrell is a hell of a man.
No, he definitely is. But
maybe this whole show I should say a bunch of suspect things.
Why?
Because it's finna lead into my rabbit hole. Like I can't wait to get to the rabbit hole today.
Yeah, because you didn't tell me what it was today.
I didn't?
No.
Okay, that's cool.
When I asked you, you didn't tell me.
Well, maybe you'll be shocked. Maybe
I will be shocked. But yes, thank y'all so much.
Could end up in somebody's hole.
It is Monday. I hope y'all had a great weekend. I hope you had a safe weekend. I hope you guys had a fun weekend. Hope y'all did something for yourselves. That was very nice.
Did something amazing.
I'm going to let y'all know I went out. Your girl was outside.
You be outside, bro?
No, I don't be outside. I went outside on Saturday. I don't usually go outside, you guys. I have become a homebody. I don't know if it's because I'm just, maturing in age, and I'm just like, man, outside just don't hit the same how I used to hit.
I thought you was 22.
But I'm just saying, like, I'm maturing though. Like, that's what maturity is. And maturity is being like, man, do I really want to go outside to the clubs and stuff like that? So I had my Marquette game Saturday, which was fun. We did lose, but we honored Jarrell McNeil. He had his jersey retirement ceremony, which was pretty cool. Got a picture with him. But later on, it was Corey's friend's birthday. Shout out to, I don't know if I want to put their names out there, but shout out to the birthday friends. Actually, they're a couple, and their birthdays are like one day apart.
Oh, for real?
So her birthday, I'll just say happy birthday, Hannah. Her birthday was Saturday, and John's birthday was Sunday. So they just celebrated it together. And guess where we went, bro?
Where'd you go?
We went to room 7.
Okay, now.
Have y'all been to room 7? Y'all been to room 7 lately? And I'm not gonna lie to you, my age was showing.
Why? Because you sat down?
Not just because I was sitting down.
You just pull up a
not
chair.
just because I was sitting down, because I definitely was. First off, your girl was cute, okay? And not enough people saw me in my outfit, and I am an outfit repeater, so y'all gonna see it again at some point. And I didn't take no pictures, right? But your girl was cute, but as soon as we got in, we got the table because we beat them there, honestly, and so they gave us our table, and I sat down immediately. Okay, I am not the type of girly to just be out here, just in some heeled anything and be standing up and having my feet hurting. I want to sit down, whether that be a section, whether that's a table, and I'm sitting down, right? But it's just like, I realized in that moment, you guys, that I don't know if club life is for your girl anymore. I'm not gonna lie to you. I was yawning by 8 o'clock already, y'all.
Damn.
And we didn't get out there until like maybe 11. We got there at like 11. I'm like, oh my God, it's late. It is late. Y'all really be doing this? Like every weekend?
Yeah.
Going out at 10:30, 11 o'clock, 11:30, 12. I just was like, whew. So one, I was yawning. And two, I was like, shout out to DJ Nick Stokes. He was absolutely killing it. Okay. He's one of the best DJs out here. And he had that thing packed, y'all. He had it packed out. Everybody was coming up in there. But I think I realized that, like, I don't know if I'm a club girly. I think I'm more of a lounge girly. I'm a lounge girly because I want to just sit down. I want to chill. I want to listen to some music that I can, like, really just feel, and me personally, I don't know if I want to rap Chief Keef. You know what I mean? I don't know if I want to be twerking out there with the certain music because really it's just like either twerk music or rap music. And I'm talking about like rap, not like the Jay-Z type rap where it was like Jay-Z and Pharrell. Yeah. Not that type of rap. I'm talking about gang in the I'm like,
I ain't gonna lie.
Whoa!
It's the energy and frequency for me because Chief Keef turned that joint on. I'm immediately going up. I don't care what age I'm at.
That's true.
I don't care what age I'm at. I hear that.
Or the Meek Mill or that T Grizzly song everybody be playing like them type of thing. Yeah, it's like, I love, like, it was, I used to love that back in the day, but now I think that I'm like, this girl next to me, she just was like twerking her little self off, but she kept hitting me. And I'm like, girl, go move over. I think I am
She was hitting you with her ass?
No, but like with her hair. And like she just rapping real hard and it got like real packed. So she like doing all of this and stuff and her hair is like hitting me in the back of my head. And I'm just like, it was just a lot going on.
I don't know.
It was a lot going on, y'all.
When I see stuff like that in the club, Juice, I think that the girl is flirting with you.
What?
She was flirting with you. That's what it was.
She was not flirting with me. She was living her best life with her hookah and shaking her little booty and doing the things that she do. But
she probably wanted you to join.
I'm just a lounge girly. I want to be able to sing R&B songs. Like I want to hear a good India I read. Like I want to hear a good just something a little softer, a little smoother. Yeah. I'm not that much of a heels girly, y'all.
You want the neo soul.
I prefer sneakers and a good like chill set or a good like street two-piece tracksuit on or something like that. So I don't know.
You sound like you're 40, bro.
I might be.
Damn.
I might be. And that's fine. Like, as you get older, you just realize the things you like, the things you don't like, and where you prefer to place yourself. Now, obviously, if it's for a birthday, cool, but I don't think I'm at the point anymore where I want to be going outside every single weekend. Like, that's just not what I enjoy. I enjoy being in the house, on YouTube, watching some videos, learning about successful people and what things that they did to become successful, and that's pretty much it, you know?
Well, you know, I'm not gonna lie.
And nothing is wrong with 40. Shout out Big Nut.
No, nothing is wrong with being 40. It's really beautiful to get older, I should say, because you age gracefully, right? One of my favorites, and I've never told her this, but shout out to Denise Thomas. Shout out to DT. You know, one of the things that I took away from her is she would always say, you know, I'm not hitting the clubs like that. If any club I'm hitting, I'm going to Club DT. I'm going to Club DT. So
at the crib.
Yeah, I'm at the crib. So as I got older, I was like, I'm at Club Jammin. You know, I pay rent here, don't I?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I got all the snacks I need. I even got a wine bottle if I need it. Okay, I really don't need to hit the clubs like that. A young Benjamin, like you just said, I was Thursday through Sunday. I was out at the clubs. I was hitting Water Street, out on North Jefferson, doing all those types of things, but I don't even need to do those types of things now unless I'm outside for business. Okay, that's the only reason I'm going to a club. Yeah. Otherwise, you're not finna see Benjamin in a club like that. I better be getting some money or something.
And clubs are a lot different. Like, club culture has completely shifted. It is not the same how I feel like it used to be, you know, when I was getting in. When I was getting in with, like, fake IDs and stuff. It's like, it's not the same. You know?
What's the change, fam?
I think, like, it's a lot of women just dancing on women now. And it's a lot of just screaming, and even like attire is completely different. Like, I tried to get really cute when I was going out on Saturday, y'all. But then I walk in and I'm seeing other girls in just like tracksuits and tennis shoes on. And I'm like, I thought you're supposed to get dressed up to go out.
I mean, typically, Juice, I'm not going to lie, what I see now, and I kind of hate it, is the women who wear lingerie out at the club. You know what I'm saying? They got the see-through on and you can still see their nipples.
Like they a stripper or something, right?
Well, I don't know what they think they are. You know, but they think they look good, okay? And part of
some of them do.
Part of that for me just
if you got the body for it.
If you got the body for it, for sure. But it's the women who don't got the body for it who wearing that though. It's like, damn.
And we're not body shaming.
I'm not body shaming nobody, but you knew this isn't for you. You know, you not Rihanna. You know, you not even like Monique. You know, because you're not cute. But at the end of the day, yeah, you're right. You're right.
Club attire is different.
Club attire is definitely different.
I'm seeing more men twerking than women. I saw so many men twerking at Room 7. I'm not gonna hold you.
Stop
and they
playing. They was stop playing.
Bro, I'm not lying.
Bro, what race was these individuals?
They were black. Bro? And they was throwing it. Okay? I'm talking about throwing it. Y'all throwing it in a circle, taking them through there. Okay? It's a lot of guys now who be twerking. And also I think just we haven't really. It used to be back in the day, like you would just everybody would kind of be up and kind of dancing and moving around and stuff. But now it seems like everyone's kind of in their silos and just observing everybody else. Just you know, it's like a bunch of men who just like looking for a girl to maybe talk to.
They could be looking for a girl or a dude. You know,
I guess now at this point, but it's just weird. It doesn't feel like community anymore. It feels like everybody kind of just to their little corners and they enjoying themselves individually with like their groups and they just watching everybody else. Or if they do have a section, they like sitting down the whole time. And don't even get me started on bottles, bro, because bottles now, you mean to tell me a bottle of Casamigos is probably like $450? That's wild to me. And I don't know when that started, but that has to change.
I mean, it's kind of always been that way. You know,
even back in the day, like I'm talking about 90s.
I don't know about the 90s per se, because I may be a 90s baby, but I wasn't in the club in the 90s. But by the 2010s, when I was going to the club, bottles was always expensive, man. Like $300 for a bottle of Ciroc.
But
or
if you
go to the corner store, you could get it. Got it for $30.
That's all I'm saying.
But because you're in the club, it's it's more expensive.
That's crazy. Why though? That doesn't make any sense to me.
As a club owner, you kind of understand the lay of the land. So after 9 p.m., it's illegal to go and buy liquor from a liquor store. So if you're the only place in the building that got some liquor to sell, you typically charge more for it, especially if there's some gentleman out there who's trying to woo a woman, right? You may be a gentleman out there who goes to a club and, a shot of Don Julio is going to cost you $18. I'm just talking about a shot of Don Julio. We ain't talking
That's
about the
crazy
bottle.
to me.
So, you gotta know what you're doing. Gotta know what you're dealing with, man.
No, that is just wild. The fact that you could get a bottle maybe like $40 and then you go to the club and it done tripled and quadrupled up the price.
It's a good hustle. I mean,
I guess it is a hustle. Why don't I just go ahead and get me a daggone club? Because prices are astronomical today. But you was outside too, bro.
I definitely was outside this weekend, man. You know what? Shout out to Craig. Mr. B's, shout out to Craig. Happy birthday for him. Happy birthday to him and his whole establishment. Shout out to him. Shout out to Reggie Brown. Shout out to Homer Blow. Shout out to Too Short. Too Short came out this weekend. He popped up at Mr. B's. Him and Craig are great friends. And Too Short loves Milwaukee. Comes in and out of Milwaukee all the time.
That's cool.
It was very interesting, man. I'm not going to lie. It was one of my very first times being out at Mr. B's late night, club night, where it was just packed. And I mean, it was packed from the rooter to the tutor.
Okay, from the window
to the wall. You know what I'm saying? And it was a very fun time, man. It was a very fun time. It was just so much love out there. If you guys did see me put something in the chat over this weekend or whatever, you saw me out there at Mr. B's kicking it. It was a good time. Saw Too Short perform. Also saw... Cuckoo Cow perform. And I don't want to get on here and bash Cuckoo Cow whatsoever. But
shout out Cuckoo Cow.
Shout out to Cuckoo Cow, but I really wish that he felt as if he was appreciated as much as he wanted to be up there. Because as Cuckoo Cow was before, I'm an artist myself. Okay, so I understand the psyche when somebody's up there performing and what they're looking to get from the crowd, and then also understanding that maybe this dude's living in his own head. Because Cuckoo Cow was up there talking about, man, y'all ain't really feeling me, Milwaukee. Y'all ain't feeling me. He came with his can and everything. However, there's legitimately people out here singing your song verbatim. Each and every song that you put up there. The songs with Baby Jew and everybody. So I'm like, dog, like, you can't see that Milwaukee still love you? So I went to the VIP area in the back, chopped it up with Cuckoo Cow for a good minute and let them know exactly how I felt. But at the same time, just let them know, man, I'm a young black man from Racine. When you blew up way back in 03, dog, you were everything to us down there.
Mm-hmm.
And my projects was a crazy banger. So us in Racine, we followed your whole entire journey, even up until now, this point. So the fact that he could still get views and all these things, man, Milwaukee will forever have an undying love for Cuckoo Cow, because you really did put Milwaukee on the map in a major way. And it may have been 20 years ago, but it doesn't matter, man, because it still hit. It really does, bro. It still resonates. Them beats was slapping. And I'm thinking to myself, like, dog, like, man, Milwaukee, man, y'all are one of a kind. Because Milwaukee truly does love music, like, loves and appreciates music. And it was mind-blowing for me to see because the appreciation is there. Not even just for Cuckoo Cow, before Too Short, when Too Short went up there to go perform. Because as Too Short is performing, mind you, Juice, everybody that was up in there was about, I know you're younger than me.
I'm a lot younger.
I know you're younger than me.
I'm so mature, though.
Right, you're so mature, whatever. A lot of people who were there were about my age demographic, maybe late 20s, early 30s, and then older, right? And a lot of the younger people, when Too Short went up there, Too Short is playing music from basically 40 years ago. Stuff that I for sure never heard. Okay, but them beats was slapping. And everything that he said was just legit. So a lot of people were out there who are my age bracket, but truly vibing to an OG. And like I said, it made me realize how much Milwaukee just appreciates good music and good people and people who do things for them. I think Milwaukee will forever have an undying love for a Too Short, for a Cuckoo Cow, or anybody who's ever put anything down in this city to make it better. Milwaukee's going to always embrace. But yeah, kicked it with Too Short for a good minute. And he was just a cool dude, man. And I will say this, I did not appreciate Too Short's music as much as I do now. Like, I was always one of these guys, one of these hip-hop heads who wanted a super lyrical dude. Like, I want to hear the lyrical, spiritual miracle type of rap. You know what I'm saying? But as Too Short went up there, I realized how funny he is.
What's my favorite word?
Bitch!
Whoa.
Yeah. That's too short though. Come on now, give me a pass. Anyway,
no FCC over here,
and no FCC. We free. But no, it was just one of those things. I was like, man, I'm really appreciative of Too Short and appreciative of the people who have been around me. Because even as I went out there, and I mean, for us, Juice, right? Like I told you, it's off air, but on air, I mean, we got so much support out here in Milwaukee. I just didn't even realize. You know, as soon as I walked in there, I had my Jammin with Juice hoodie on and stuff, and we was getting love back to back. So
yeah,
you know, I just can't wait to see where we go, and how we, you know, push Milwaukee forward, because a lot of people believe in us.
Yeah, no, love all of y'all who believe in us for sure. But I love that you wear your hoodie out. That's like, what's up?
Well, you know what though, and I didn't tell you this.
All right.
Well, I just want to say shout out to Shake, shout out to Eric Shake James, who dropped his cranberry.
Did you get some?
I didn't. Okay. I didn't grab him, but he knows I support him. You know, I support him wholeheartedly. But shout out to Eric Shake James. One gem that he gave me way prior to this release is if you guys ever see his Day One's hoodie, he wears his Day One's hoodie like all the time. And I was like, bro, why are you always wearing this hoodie? He was like, man, this the brand. So he wears it a lot, you know, and it made me realize that I got to wear our Jammin with Juice a lot more. You know, anywhere I'm out, especially if I'm going to be taking pictures with celebs, I need to make sure I got my Jammin with Juice hoodie on. So I'm going to tell y'all this, Juice Nation. Okay, I'm going to tell y'all this. The hoodie that I wore, whereas I took the picture with Too Short, is the same hoodie that I also wore as I took my picture with Ray J and Pleasure P. So hopefully this same hoodie gets all the same love from all these different celebrities, and then one day I'm gonna auction it off for so much more because it didn't touch so many different celebs.
No, that's facts. It's a uniform.
Yeah, it really is my uniform.
That was the weekend, you guys. I ain't gonna lie to y'all too. I left the club early too. I left it early. We left early.
What, midnight?
Nah, like 1.
Oh, okay, that's not.
Yeah, we left at like 1, but I was definitely in there. It was so funny, like literally out of a movie. We in there, and I caught the lift for us to go home. Everybody just partying around us, and I'm over here catching a lift. But yeah, shout out to everybody who was out this weekend, who had a very safe weekend and just enjoyed themselves. Let us know in the chat what you guys did. I want to take a look at it. If you guys did something really cool, really fun this weekend. But when we come back, you guys, a lot happened over the weekend that I want to get into. Okay, so it's gonna be something juicy that is up next. Make sure you guys keep it locked.
Something fruity.
Jammin with Juice. Keep it locked, y'all. Don't go anywhere, Juicy Jammers. The juiciness continues next, right here on Jammin with Juice. Be sure to like, comment, share, and subscribe.
Nobody protects you from mayhem like Allstate. I'm thick cut bacon sizzling on your stove. And while you were over there smearing your bagel, this little piggy went on a splatter spree. And if you don't have the right home insurance coverage, you'll be crying wee over this fire in your home. So get Allstate.
Contact Milwaukee Allstate agent Cindy Johnson today at 414-445-2558.
Subject to terms, conditions, and availability. Allstate Vehicle and Property Insurance Company and affiliates, Northbrook, Illinois.
They laughed, they doubted. They said we couldn't do it, but we stayed loaded. Loaded with purpose, loaded with faith. Loaded, living off a dream everyone doubted. It isn't just a clothing line, it's a mindset. Every stitch, every logo, every fit reminds you, you don't need their approval, just your vision. So wear your grind, wear your dream, stay loaded. Living off a dream everyone doubted. It's amazing.
Got a business, event, or brand you want the city to know about? You gotta let them know about it here. Jammin with Juice is where the people are listening, laughing, and showing love every single morning. Let's put your brand right in the mix. Whether it's an on-air mention, interview, or social media promo, we've got options that make sense for you. So if you're ready to get your message in front of our Juicy Jammers, hit us up at jamminwithjuice@gmail.com and let's work.
What up, Juicy Jammers? It's me, your boy, Ben Jammin, and I think it's time for us to go down the rabbit hole. Now, if you don't know what a rabbit hole is, it is a piece of information you find on the internet or experienced in real life that takes you from one piece of information you find to another, up until your curiosity is satisfied. And that's what I intend to do each and every day you guys watch us live. Spark your curiosity and transform the way you see your world. So tap into Jammin with Juice each and every day so your rabbit hole can be filled. What up? It's me, Ben Jammin. When I wrote my new song Killer, honestly, I wasn't sure what direction it was going to take. But by the time I finished the chorus, tears started rolling down my face, and I knew this wasn't just a song, it was a story that needed to be told. Growing up, so many of us hear and see messages about who we're supposed to be. Too often, those messages are built on negative stereotypes. We're told we're destined to be gangsters, drug dealers, or killers, and when you hear that long enough, some people start to believe it. They take that path and end up in a place they can't escape, dead or behind bars. Killer tells that story, but it also delivers the lesson that you don't have to be what the world tells you to be. You can be a doctor or a lawyer, a radio host, a game designer, a farmer, whoever you choose to be. It's your life. If this story resonates with you, go listen to my new record, Killer, now streaming on Spotify and Apple Music. It's amazing.
Yes, me. Make Jammin with juice with no need. On our way to the T.O.P. with our cities on our back like we gon' see.
You already know what it is. This is Jammin with Juice. And make sure you go like and subscribe to our YouTube channel and go to jamminwithjuice.com to become a certified Juice Jammer. Remember, from here on out, you're amazing.
It's Noni Juice. You know we keeping it juicy.
Spilling truth with a smile so sweet. Talking all the buzz from the blogs and the tweets. From the headline to the hometown streets. She bring the flavor, can't nobody compete. Something juicy with Noni Juicy. Talk of the town, yeah, she got the news. Keeping it fun, keeping it true. It's something juicy, keeping it juicy too.
Welcome back, everyone. You're tapped into Jammin with Juice, and that is right. It is time to get into something juicy. Now, this first story that I'm going to bring to you guys, it's actually a very disappointing story, and it has something to do with, not something to do with, but it was here in Milwaukee. So Friday, you guys, an incident happened in front of Asada High School that I want to get into. So this is according to WISN 12. So the Milwaukee Police Department is searching for suspects after an alleged robbery near a Milwaukee high school left an 18-year-old student dead. The family identified the 18-year-old on Saturday as Namar Hicks. I hope I am pronouncing that correctly. No disrespect to you. But the shooting happened Friday, 2 blocks from Asada High School at 36th Street and Cortland Avenue. Milwaukee police said the suspects approached Hicks after he left the school in an attempted robbery when shots were fired. He was shot and ran back into the school for help, but he later died at the hospital. As police conducted the investigation, the school went into lockdown and several blocks were taped off. A 17-year-old suspect was also shot and taken to a hospital for non-fatal injuries and was arrested. As of Saturday at noon, WISN 12 News contacted Milwaukee police for any information, but no new information was heard back, you guys. And so the family now is saying they're fighting for justice until other suspects are arrested. So if you do know anything about the situation or the robbery, please contact 414-935-7360. That is the Milwaukee Police Department number. But the reason why I even wanted to bring this up as a story, I know it happened on Friday, and there were other things that took place. This weekend was kind of a violent weekend in Milwaukee, I would say. A lot of unforeseen circumstances of people passing away and dying from car crashes and just gunshots and all of the things. But the reason why I'm bringing this one up is because it has to deal with our youth, but it was something that the police chief, Jeffrey Norman, said during the press conference that I kind of want to hit on. And it kind of made me a little bit curious, you guys, because he was saying that he was just at an event at another school with the Mayor Cavalier Johnson, and it was about gun violence and youth. And he gets this call that a 17-year-old and an 18-year-old, have been shot in front of this high school. And so he gets there, and when he's at the press conference, he's like, man, this is something, and it's a situation that could have been preventable. It's no excuse for this. We have to come together as a community. And it just made me think like, okay, if you think that this is preventable, what are the solutions then to prevent it from happening? Like, I feel like these situations happen and we have these press conferences and it's the same sentiments every single time, just saying, oh, this is unacceptable, Milwaukee. This is something that can be prevented, Milwaukee. This is just the community has to come together more, Milwaukee. And you say that every single time, but then there's no solution or no type of policies, no type of nothing to back that up. So if this is so preventable, how do we prevent it? That is like, how do we prevent it then? And it baffles me every single time that is said, like, oh, it could have been prevented. It could have been prevented. Yeah, if it could have been prevented, then what are we supposed to do? And that's just how I feel on it. But what do you think, Ben?
I mean, honestly, you know, I would love to say that these things are preventable, but, you know, there is a law out there that says that anything that can happen will happen, you know, and the only way that I can honestly see these types of events not going down as heinous as they do, as much as they do, is if we got stricter gun laws, you know. And I think the fact that, you know, we do not control the NRA, you know, we don't really have too many people up over there that actually represent us. We're going to continue to, you know, see a lot of gun violence in our communities, you know. If we did have a voice over there, maybe we would get stricter gun laws. Maybe we would actually, you know, seek out the ideas of technology where people think about ideas of smart guns, where, you know, you could put your hand on a gun and, you know, if it's literally your gun, it'll only go off if it can identify you as such. Otherwise, we really don't got no skin in the game like that, man. Like, the only thing I can say, and for preventable measures, is if, you know, you're in an area or around people who do have guns, just stay away, man. Guns never bring about the right energy. Anybody and everybody, like throughout my lifetime, who has ever had a gun always brings that energy towards them. No matter if, you know, hey, they say, hey, I'm doing this out of the safety and protection of me or whatever. It seems to me they always bring this energy towards them. You know, I remember a young gentleman who actually passed away over this summer down the Racine. Rest in peace to him. His name was Tiny, but he ended up passing away early this summer. But when we were younger, you know, I remember the first time he had a gun, you know, and I remember walking around on the south side of Racine, and he had only been about 11, 12 years old, but he had got his hands on a gun, and he felt so much empowered that day. Mind you, we called him Tiny for a reason because he really was small, but with a gun in his hand, he felt big. You know, and that's one of them things that a lot of people do feel, especially when they do have a gun in their hand. They feel that much more powerful because they know, you know, the type of damage they can do with a gun in their hands. But it's one of them things where it's just like, damn, man, like, you know, why do we even have to have guns in the first place? It's such a negative and destructive force. Why is this force even created? You know, I could say what I want to say, but at the end of the day, I think it just needs to be, you know, if especially if we're supposed to be living for God and all these things, man, that it has to be just thrown away. All right, we don't need guns. All right, the UK, they don't have guns over there. They got knives, and maybe those will be, you know, a better way we can go about solving our problems. But at the same time, man, I just think it's unfortunate that a young man lost his life.
And it's just like people say, like, we need to have more stuff for the kids to do and the youth to do. And the reason why he was even being let go for the school day around like 11, it was like around 11:30 in the morning that Friday, was because he was about to go to work. So he had a job, you know, probably trying to make an honest living for himself as a 18-year-old person. And he's trying to just go to work, and he ends up getting robbed, you know, or an attempted robbery, I guess I should say. So it's like, it just seems like we can say all we want to, that we need to have more stuff for the kids to do, or we need to get the kids off the street and make sure that they have like jobs and stuff. But you can still have a job. You can still be trying to make an honest living as an 18-year-old, and this happened to you. You know, I don't know if it's because of the people you hang around, or it was just a coincidence that this group of teenagers were trying to rob this young man. But it's just sickening to me, and I just want to say rest in peace to him, and to the family. My prayers and thoughts are definitely with you guys, but it just, something has to change. All right. But moving right along to the next thing of something juicy, I want to ask you, Ben Jammin, and to all the juicy jammers out there, why do you think hot flamings are so popular? Like, what is it about hot flamings that make them so popular right now?
The addictive chemicals inside of them.
That's about it. Just the addictive chemicals.
It's readily available at every corner store. There are plenty food deserts around in our areas a lot of the times. It's a lot of the reasons why those are popular. Yeah.
Well, I will say that news just came out over the weekend because I'm going to say it's the flavor, one, but two, I think it has to do with the dye in it. You know, the red
chemicals.
little dye.
Red 40 dye.
Yeah, I think it has to do with that.
Cancer
and
causing.
people like it on their hands. I don't know, especially little kids. Maybe they feel like they can paint stuff with their red fingers. I don't know. But that's one thing that I think of when I think of hot flamings is, you know, the red dye in it. But now news has come out, according to ABC News and other outlets are reporting that some Cheetos and Doritos products will soon be available without all of that bright artificial coloring, but it's going to have the same iconic flavors. So PepsiCo, Cheetos and Doritos parent company, announced a, quote, reinvention of the two iconic snacks on Thursday with the launch of new Simply Naked Doritos and Cheeto flavors.
Simply Naked?
Yeah, additions to the two brands' already beloved lineup of snacks. So the Naked products are going to be available in 4 flavors: Doritos Simply Naked Nacho Cheese, Doritos Simply Naked Cool Ranch, Cheetos Simply Naked Puffs, and Cheetos Simply Naked Flamin' Hot.
See, they know exactly how to, excite their demographic.
What do you mean?
Because at the end of the day, why you gotta call them naked? Okay,
because they're saying that they're removing all the colors and stuff from them.
See, look, this is where I get. It's time to go down the rabbit hole. Don't you find that suspicious? Aren't these supposed to just be chips? What are the chips doing being naked? They are programming your mind to start thinking pervertedly about inanimate objects. I'm telling you.
What?
I'm done.
What are they supposed to be called?
They could just be chips with no seasoning.
I know, but I mean, I think the naked part is just the marketing of it all to make it seem bigger and better than what it is. My thing is, how do they do that? Because they're saying it took them about 8 weeks to get this, put this all together. And they said it's the same crunch, the same flavor, the same joy, just without the added color. But the thing is they're not removing the chips with the dye off of the aisles. This is just going to be another option for people.
Simply
so
naked.
if you still want the red Flamin' Hots, you can still get them. They're just going to have this as an alternative option for the people who don't. My thing is, just get rid of it altogether. If it's the same flavor, the same crunch, the same taste, the same everything, just get the old nasty stuff. Well, not nasty stuff, but the stuff that's bad for you off the shelves and just have this only. I just think that we've become so accustomed to having all that stuff on our fingers that it's just going to feel a little bit different. The same reason how people don't really like to get the what do they call, like the healthier version of Lay's and stuff like that. It's like simply, it's always simply something, simply this, simply that, but they have a different taste. I'm not gonna lie to you, like the healthier version. So if they're saying that these are gonna taste the same and just not have the dyes on them, I think you should just go full right and replace it. But maybe they just can't do it right away. They might hurt the brand.
They could definitely do it right away. Over in other countries, it's already readily available. Okay, we've seen these types of comparisons before, so I guarantee you the old nasty chemical-filled red 40 dye cancerous ones will still be readily available inside your food deserts. But oh no, at the Sam's Club though, they're gonna have the Simply Naked Doritos. They're gonna have the Simply Naked Cheetos for you. It's crazy, man. I'm just saying. The people who have been affected and impacted by these foods for well over 3 decades still will be last place, still will be the last thoughts on these people's minds, all right? They're only trying to please what the FDA has going on now because of RFK. That's it.
Exactly. And I was going to say, because of RFK, I think he's the reason why a lot of this is even happening, because he called it out and he's like, listen, all of these food products don't need to have these different dyes in them, and y'all have a certain amount of time before, to take it out and to find alternative options, which I can appreciate. But speaking...
And if there was anything that I could appreciate about this current administration, it is that, okay? The fact that we need to clean up our foods. I know they need to clean up what's happening with Jeffrey Epstein's emails. Okay, well, I don't know about anybody blowing Bubba. I'm still trying to figure out who's blowing Bubba. All right, but, it is what it is. It is what it is. I digress.
Well, speaking of food, I'm going to bring up SNAP real quick because everybody's all excited because SNAP benefits are going to be coming back. But there is a little bit of a twist to it all. So Secretary of Agriculture Brooke Rollins is shaking the table after introducing a new plan to fundamentally rebuild the SNAP program that will possibly make thousands refuel. Okay, so according to officials, every single current recipient will be required to reapply from scratch. They claim they discovered more than 186,000 deceased individuals are still receiving benefits, and they say that a reset is needed. Now, opposing parties aren't here for it. They claim if this goes through, millions of families who need help right now could face serious delays. They also reportedly claim reprocessing every application at the same time would overwhelm state agencies and create massive backlogs and push approval times even further out. And that would essentially leave households waiting longer for the benefits that they depend on. As of right now, the USDA hasn't released a timeline on when the rebuild would happen, but it's definitely something that people who receive SNAP benefits or would like SNAP benefits need to be looking out for. And my thing is, what was we reopening the government for anyway? If people wasn't really about to get their SNAP benefits for real, people ain't gonna get them like that. And now they're changing the rules because now, think about this. If a lot of people reapply, I'm pretty sure they're not going to accept everyone. They're not. So people who need the SNAP benefits still aren't going to get the SNAP benefits, or they might get like a lesser amount because they want to see what's going on underneath the cover of everything.
That's really what it comes down to, Juice. They want to see exactly what's going on. There's a lot of people out there who were selling their food stamps. That's a whole economy all in itself. I was talking to a good friend of mine. Actually, we both know this gentleman. But he was talking about, man, I need my food stamps now. I'm trying to buy some. And I'm like, hey, I don't blame you, fam. But at the same time, that's why they're making people reapply. That's one of the biggest reasons why they're making people reapply for all these things. And I don't, I see the purpose behind it, but at the same time,
I think the intentions are not there. Like, yeah, I get the purpose behind it. It's like, okay, we just want to make sure they are getting to the right people or whatever. But I just know that behind all of that mumbo jumbo are people who really don't want to give them out in the first place. And so it's almost like, man, what did we sign over for? Just so the federal workers can get back to what they wanted to do, because the SNAP is about to be readjusted anyway, and we still don't have the subsidies for the health tax credits and things like that. So it just seems like a loss.
Again, Juice, you're correct. The only reason I think we even decided to reopen the government again is because those plane flights, those were impacting the 1%. The delayed plane flights, those are impacting the 1%. The SNAP benefits, that's not for the 1%. So they could have gave a F less about you and your family actually eating. They're thinking about Q4. That's what they're thinking about. They're trying to make certain that, Thanksgiving is in a solid week. We need people with SNAP benefits to go and buy turkeys. We need that money to recirculate and come back into our pockets. That's what it's all for. Christmas is coming up. Like I said before, they're thinking about Q4 and how they're going to line their pockets. They're really not thinking about your son, your daughter, or your family actually eating. And again, for the people who have to go back and reapply, come on now. On one end, I think we should have saw this coming. Especially since this man was already the president the first time, and what happened his first go around. But I saw this coming at some point where they'd be like, you know what, we're going to go ahead and pull back on these different government programs. And then even when you're looking around and seeing what Donald Trump is, planning to make a quote unquote affordable for Americans so we can all live and thrive or whatever. He's going on now to talk about, he wants to do 50-year home mortgages and 30-year car note payments. Like, come on now, like this, they're figuring out new ways to enslave you. And that's what's finna be. Like 20, 30 years from now, Americans will be all enslaved. It won't be about black or white, period.
I agree. But that was something juicy, you
Social
guys.
Scores,
when we come back, though, I don't know if you guys have seen the video of this Texas mom screaming in pain minutes before delivering her baby at a hospital, but we are going to show that video when we come back, because the way this nurse handled this mother has a lot of people on the internet talking just about health disparities when it comes to black women, or even just black people people in general in hospitals. So we want to get you guys' thoughts on it. So make sure you guys keep it locked. We are going to take a little pause for the cause with our juice break and be back with more conversations. So keep it locked. More Jammin' with Juice coming up. Stay locked in. We'll be right back on Jammin' with Juice. But in the meantime, hit us in the chat and join the conversation. We'll take a look on the other side. If you want to stay in the know, you gotta sip on something juicy, where me, your girl Noni Juice, spills the juice on recent headlines you might have missed. From local Milwaukee stories to trending topics and breaking news, you gotta know what's going on. So I'm gonna keep you updated. So don't miss Something Juicy every single weekday in the 7 o'clock hour, exclusively right here on Jammin' with Juice. Keep it juicy, y'all. Hey, Jammin' with Juice is officially back, you guys. And you know what? I am so excited to be back with my co-star, okay? We got Benjamin in the building. Benjamin, how you feeling?
Amazing. No, seriously, Juicy Jammers, it is so great to be back over this airwaves, connected with you all over again. Thank you guys again just for holding it down with us, man, for so long. All the DMs, all the messages, all the likes, the comments.
Y'all definitely were doing your big one, reaching out to us and just keeping the show alive. You know what I'm saying? So now that we are officially back, make sure you tell everybody that you know.
Tell your mama.
Okay, that Jammin' with Juice is back to give you that daily
Tell
drop
your
of
daddy.
juice every single morning, okay? If you gotta go to the gas station, if you at the mall, whoever you run into,
Tell
just
your
let them
local
know,
drug dealer.
all right, that they gotta tap into Jammin' with Juice. Man, you are so crazy.
Okay, let's do it again.
Do it again? No,
Yeah.
let's see how it sounded first.
I don't think that sounded good.
I thought it was beautiful.
I thought the direction was there.
Do it.
Let's just do it one more time.
Do what?
Do it again.
Okay, what's
Tell the people. They listening right now. Tell the people. Tell the people what you need to tell them. What we need to tell them. 'Cause look, Juicy Jammers, from the bottom of Benjamin heart, I really appreciate you guys. When somebody, gets let go from their job.
We ain't doing that.
No?
No,
No?
we ain't talking about that.
Okay, we ain't doing all that. Just thank you, Juicy Jammers, man. Seriously, I found out throughout this time period. Okay, I don't want to be that deep. I know how to enunciate.
I'm not about to keep
Okay.
playing with you. Cut this up and call it a day.
Whatever, bro. Y'all really want this show?
Bro, this is a 30-second. We back. Tell your mama, tell your daddy, tell your sister, tell your brother, tell your auntie, tell your baby daddy.
We back, but we ain't never left, okay? We ain't never left, all right? We just got a new platform, and it's our own platform.
Facts. But yeah, y'all was holding it down. We appreciate it so much. And we are just glad to be able to be back in community with all of you and to, entertain y'all. Because this about to get even crazier. We on our own, Ben. We independent.
INDEPENDENT. Do you know what that means?
All right, Juicy Jammers, we're back from our juice break. We appreciate y'all for still kicking it with us. Now, let's get right back into the conversation on Jammin' with Juice. Are you about to rap? About to go in?
I feel like it. Yo, pregnant Texas mother couldn't get proper health care. They tried to be treated like she was on welfare. But we at the hospital and we can't even get health care. Done.
No health care. Okay, you guys, welcome back. It's Jammin' with Juice, okay? And we're about to get into the story that Benjamin just alluded to that is currently going viral or went viral within the last few days. And it is a video of a Texas mother who is sharing footage of her daughter, Carrie Jones, in visible agony while waiting to be admitted for labor at Dallas Regional Medical Center in Texas, you guys. The video has been seen now more than 23 million times. And if you have not seen it, we're actually going to show it to you guys right now. But it might be a trigger. I'm going to say trigger warning because of anybody who has dealt with maternal issues and is just triggered by those types of things. I just wanted to make sure that we put that out there. But take a listen and a look at this video.
Now, is your babies at home? Who's your doctor?
Lang is her doctor. Y'all treat all your patients like this or just the black ones?
Beverly, this is the first time I have a patient for you. His last name is Jones. She's G3P2. I'm not sure when her due date is.
Her due date is the 10th.
I think her due date is the 10th.
She got 3 pregnancies, 2 babies at home. I bet y'all listen next time. When you found out you was delivering at this hospital, your ass should have changed doctors. Everybody say how they treat people here.
Okay, you guys. So that is completely disgusting to me to be seeing that, because not only is this woman screaming her head off, because I can't even imagine the pain that she was in. For me, it's more so the lack of compassion and the lack of urgency that this nurse had in the process of this woman being in the waiting room like that. Now, a few people did ask or was wondering like, oh my gosh, I hope that the woman was okay and the baby was okay. And apparently the mother, or the grandmother now at this point, says that they had to undergo a series of tests that they were still waiting for the results on, because the baby was born with his eyes open. And mind you, the baby was born like literally 12 minutes after that video was even recorded of her in complete pain like that. But the grandmother said due to the stress and the trauma that occurred in the waiting room area, the baby had a bowel movement in the mother and the fluids were green. And she said that they are taking all of that into consideration, but the baby is now eating well, sleeping well, and looking good. But I'm sure that that was still just a very traumatic experience for that woman and for that baby and for that grandmother now at this point. And we just kind of want to know what you guys think about the situation when it came to the nurse and how it seems like she had absolutely no type of care for this woman. And I mean, honestly, we're going to kind of get into how this is a normal practice, it seems like, when it comes to black women, when it comes to black people who are trying to receive some form of health care and they're being overlooked. Their pain is not being taken serious, and what we can really do about it. You know, what do y'all think we can do about a situation like this? Do you boycott the hospital? Do you, demand for certain things to take place? Because watching that was very disturbing, to say the least.
It's horrific and it's heartbreaking, man. Because, they ask us to trust and believe in this system. Like, when you grow up, you're supposed to trust and believe in your lawyer. You're supposed to trust and believe in your doctor. You're supposed to trust and believe that when I go to the hospital, I'm supposed to receive proper health care. However, there are certain people out there who have different stigmas against us and believe in different stereotypes or whatever may have you, and they come with a hateful spirit, and they don't give us the proper health care. Obviously, as y'all see with that video. So call in Juice Nation at 414-360-8999 so you can get your voice heard. Have you ever went through a practice like this? Ever went to the hospital and just like, man, I wish I never came? Because a lot of times in our communities, we wish we never went because we sometimes don't get the proper health care. But call in at 414-360-8999 so you can get your voice heard.
Yes, we're going to be coming back at the top of the 8 o'clock hour with more conversations. So keep it locked. More Jim with Juice up next for hour 2. We're going to take a quick juice break, Juicy Jammers. So now is your time to get your cups, get your refills, stand up and stretch your legs out. Use the bathroom. I don't know. Do something. Just don't go too far, because we'll be right back with more Jammin' with Juice.
Nobody protects you from mayhem like Allstate. I'm thick cut bacon sizzling on your stove. And while you were over there smearing your bagel, this little piggy went on a splatter spree. And if you don't have the right home insurance coverage, you'll be crying wee, wee, wee over this fire in your home. So get Allstate.
Contact Milwaukee Allstate agent Cindy Johnson today at 414-445-2558.
Subject to terms, conditions, and availability. Allstate Vehicle and Property Insurance Company and affiliates, Northbrook, Illinois.
What up? It's me, Ben Jammin. When I wrote my new song Killer, honestly, I wasn't sure what direction it was going to take. But by the time I finished the chorus, tears started rolling down my face. And I knew this wasn't just a song, it was a story that needed to be told. Growing up, so many of us hear and see messages about who we're supposed to be. Too often, those messages are built on negative stereotypes. We're told we're destined to be gangsters, drug dealers, or killers. And when you hear that long enough, some people start to believe it. They take that path and end up in a place they can't escape, dead or behind bars. Killer tells that story, but it also delivers the lesson that you don't have to be what the world tells you to be. You can be a doctor or a lawyer, a radio host, a game designer, a farmer, whoever you choose to be. It's your life. If this story resonates with you, go listen to my new record, Killer, now streaming on Spotify and Apple Music. It's amazing.
Yes, me. Make Jammin with juice with no need. On our way to the T.O.P. with our cities on our back like we gon' see.
Who is Carrie Noni, aka your girl Noni Juice? Well, if you're new here, I'm a Midwest girlie born and raised in Milwaukee, Wisconsin, and have always had big media dreams. I have my bachelor's in broadcast journalism and a minor in communication. Your girl is certified, okay? And when I'm not on these Jammin' with Juice airwaves, you'll catch me rocking the mic as the in-game host at Brewers or Marquette basketball games, while also building my media empire on my Noni Juice YouTube page and social media. So I invite you to follow the journey and get this daily drop of juice. Got a business, event, or brand you want the city to know about? You gotta let them know about it here. Jammin' with Juice is where the people are listening, laughing, and showing love every single morning. Let's put your brand right in the mix. Whether it's an on-air mention, interview, or social media promo, we've got options that make sense for you. So if you're ready to get your message in front of our Juicy Jammers, hit us up at jamminwithjuice@gmail.com and let's work.
All right, Juicy Jammers, we're here, and we ain't going nowhere. So hit the chat and tell us how you really feel. We know you ain't got no filter.
Here you go with this sad stuff.
It's all how you interpret it. I gotta hear the
grungy
coming out. Yeah, we tired of it. So sick and tired of it. So sick and tired of it. Man, we so sick and tired. Man, I'm about to start a ride. And after that, man, I might start a fire. Put the industry on die. Man, my homie done died. What you gonna do to stay alive? Okay, I'm done.
Welcome back, everyone. It's hour 2 of Jammin' with Juice. Okay, make sure you guys like, share, subscribe, comment on this stream, interact with us in the chat. Okay, Juicy Jammers, Juicy Chatters, let us know how you guys are feeling about the conversation we are about to continue. So we just, in the last segment of hour 1, showed you guys a video of a Texas woman who was in labor pretty much and was screaming in complete pain minutes before delivering her baby, but there was a delay of care for her. And this is not an isolated incident, okay, but it does reflect a pattern of how Black women's pain and maternity care are treated so terribly here in the U.S. And we want to know what you guys think about it. 414-360-8999 if you would like to call in and chime in on the situation. But let me break it down for you as to why I'm saying that this is not like an isolated incident, because black women have been, and black people in general, but black women specifically, have been going through this for a while. Now, in the United States, black women are at least 3 times more likely to die from pregnancy related causes than white women. And while rates fluctuate, in 2023, data showed that black women had a maternal mortality rate of 50.3 deaths per 100,000 live births, compared to 14.5 for white women. And they're saying that this disparity exists regardless of income, regardless of education, but it is more so linked to systemic racism, chronic stress, and factors like access to proper health care. And it's so unfortunate to you hear those numbers, but then I think when you have a visual that goes along with it, like that video that mother shared of her daughter in complete pain while getting ready to have an entire baby. I already told you before that giving birth can be scary, bro. Like, I've been seeing those videos of women sharing that they sometimes have like seizures and have complete shakes after they give birth because their body goes into shock, and it doesn't even wear off for, well, it depends on the woman, but some time for hours, and that's just one part of giving birth that is scary, and that can happen to, moms, that can happen to the baby. But to see it visually, I think it's just crazy to me. And I actually had to look up, like, okay, because I've never obviously been in labor. I don't know how all of that works. So I'm like, okay, was this area that this woman was in, was that even necessary, for her to be in? And apparently it is necessary. So when you first get to the hospital and you say that you're in labor, you do have an initial assessment where your vitals get checked. There's a fetal monitor to track the baby's heart rate and contractions, and a cervical exam is performed. But they said once active labor is confirmed, you are admitted to the delivery room, like, immediately. Okay, so you can continuously be monitored and continuously have some type of care. So if a woman like that young woman who came in there, Carrie Jones, if she was noticeably in a lot of pain like that, you're supposed to act. You're supposed to act very quickly, because at this point it could be life or death, a life or death situation, either for the mother or even for that baby. So for that nurse to look at this woman, and I understand nurses have to kind of be calm in the moment, but to just not have any urgency for the health of either one of those two people, the mother or the baby, it was just disgusting to me. I'm not going to lie to you. And people are saying that since then the woman has been terminated. Like they said, she has been fired from her job. I have not been able to find an article that kind of confirms that, but if that is the case, shout out to that hospital for doing the right thing and getting rid of her, because clearly she does not care about her patients at all whatsoever, and it's sickening. But what do you guys think? 414-360-8999. Call in and let us know, have you ever seen anything like this? Have you experienced anything like this? Or just what are your initial thoughts when seeing this type of video and hearing about this story? Did you have something to say? You want to go straight to the caller?
Let's go to the caller. Let's see what the caller got to say.
Okay.
All right, let's see who's on our lines right now. Who we talking to right now? Let's go.
All right. Are you on the line?
Hello?
Hello, caller. Right. What's your name and what's poppin', Juicy Jammer? Good morning.
Brucey. Good morning.
What's good? What's poppin', Brucey, baby? How you feeling? What do you think about the situation?
I'm a little concerned too, especially now with we are with the political climate, because they don't even really talk about all the hate crimes that's going on in the United States right now. There's actually been a huge uptick in it, and if you want to learn more about it, you can listen to these internet streamers. Undisputed is a good one. I don't really like that one because he kind of gets off on it too much, but Taylor House Publishing, that's a good one. He's classy, he's respectful. An introverted rock star, he's a trucker. But he puts a lot of insight on these things. But I'm kind of concerned with this too, because we are getting kind of cold and callous towards each other. Because even when that woman died here in Milwaukee, people said, "What was she doing there?" And I felt like that was the most ridiculous thing to say. Like, people can't go do what they want to do and be who they want to be with and everything. So but yeah, I do notice that these hospital people at the hospital are kind of weird. It's never actually the doctor. It's everybody but the doctor. So, that's something we got to take care of right there, or acknowledge. And we have to better educate ourselves, too, because people will go to the hospital and they will get sabotaged or misled because they just don't know any better, don't understand it. Like they don't know, you wouldn't believe the slightest difference somebody misleading you will make in your health care.
That's real. Do these types of situations for you? Does this make you want to stay away from the hospital?
Oh my goodness, I knew this elderly lady, and she was afraid of the hospital. She actually called them sanitariums, and she so like there's just trauma from whatever she went through back in the day. So I can only imagine what was going on back then, why she would call it that. What people will go to, like, as a man, like, we go to the hospital because, man, we don't make appointments to go get checkups regularly. And maybe that's what black people need to start doing is, making checkups regularly so we get more comfortable getting tuned with our health. So when we go to the emergency room, it's traumatizing like that because you're in pain, you're in shock, and then you get mistreated or they're not too sensitive. So that's probably why it's so traumatizing too.
Got you. All right. Well, thank you so much, Brucey Baby, for calling in, and God bless you.
Have a good day. Kids at high school of the arts should do a production of The Wiz too.
Okay.
All right. Thank you. All right, Ben, what do you think about it? Because you've been, when you hear about this or when you see this, I know you brought up the question as far as like, okay, when it comes to black women or just black people and us in the relationship we have with hospitals, with doctors, do you feel like this worsens that?
No, it definitely does, man. And it's unfortunate because, again, like I said before, it's one of these things where we're brought up and taught to like, hey, you're supposed to be able to trust your doctor. You're supposed to be able to trust the court system. But when these situations arise, it definitely makes you look at it crazy. Because ultimately, look, I'm a black man and I hope to one day have a black child.
You? I couldn't tell.
Somebody might think I'm Indian or something, whatever, or Puerto Rican. Anyway, you are crazy, bro.
Because it's just so fun. I didn't mean to interrupt you like that, but whenever it's just so funny to say, like, as a black man, it's like, okay, I'm a black man. Yeah. I'm a decent man from the city of demons. Keep going.
Yeah, man. But no, as a black man here in this here country, I want to be able to protect, my counterpart. I want to be able to protect black women the best way that I can, as a man should be able to. And with that being said, I hope to one day have a black family, and I want to be able to protect my black woman, and in doing so, I want to be able to trust these hospitals, but, each and every go around I see, it seems to me that I can't. Like you had mentioned the statistic earlier, Juice, like almost one out of every 4 black women or 1 out of every 5 black women will have some type of medical emergency that will happen while they're giving birth. And I want to make certain that, black women can have the best and utmost best service while they're up there because they're bringing in a new black life. However, some people who come into these hospitals with their own racist ideologies don't give us those types of things. As you guys saw in the video, the woman obviously is in labor. She's obviously in labor. She's screaming in pain. And the woman just cold and callously is not giving a damn about anything. In fact, in her conversation, you can actually hear her use some of her own biases, racial biases against the woman. She actually asks, like, "Hey, you got three babies. How many baby daddies do you have?"
Did she ask that?
Yeah, she asked her, "How many baby daddies do you have?"
Baby daddies is crazy. I thought she just said, "How many babies do you have?"
As if this black woman couldn't already just have 3 children by one man. No, she has to have these baby daddies ideas. It's like this Maury Povich type of programming that she's been indoctrinated by, or whatever may have you, or how she views the black culture here in America. It's just so disgusting for her to even be behind some kind of medical hospital, and you're supposed to entrust this medical professional to help you out to get to the next level. And it's just like, man, it's no need for all these types of things. However, they carry these things around because they're, just like a medical professional before, Margaret Sanger, didn't want black babies to be born. She actually wanted these black babies to be killed, so, and ultimately with that woman there, it seemed to me that she couldn't have cared more if the black woman would have actually survived or died that night, including along with her black baby. So it's just sad to hear and sickening.
Sincere is in the chat and says, "I'm afraid of St. Joseph." I need y'all to put it. Do other people agree with that? I need y'all to put in the chat if you agree with that you are afraid of St. Joseph, because there is one specific hospital that I hear about here in Milwaukee all the time that women and just fathers and parents and families always say that they would not want to have birth at, just because they have heard terrible reviews of women's feelings and their pain levels being completely put to the side for whatever it is that for whatever reason, right? I think that might be St. Joseph that I'm thinking of. But also I want to know, like, what hospitals do y'all trust here in Milwaukee to give birth? Like, what hospital have you had a really great experience at where you're like, oh my gosh, this was like the best care that I've had ever in life? Okay, because that definitely is a concern for me. And I think that certain positions, when you're like when you have to help other people, like if you're a firefighter, let's say you're a police officer, let's say you're a nurse, you're a doctor, any one of those type of fields, I think it's important to have better screening, screening for hiring them, because you need to know if they have any type of like racial biases against them that would prevent them from wanting to help somebody who is not of their same skin color. So I think if that is not already something that is out there for them to take, 100% you need to, because you can't rely on someone thinking that they're going to be protecting you if they don't like you, if they don't even want you to live, if they feel like you're disgusting or whatever it might be. You definitely need to find a way to screen them a whole lot better. I just think that that's something that should be necessary. That's why sometimes you have these police officers killing black and brown people because, they just don't relate to them, or they see them as a threat, or whatever it is. You have to screen these people better before you even hire them. That the process, that 100% needs to change, in my opinion.
Yeah, the psychological evaluation needs to be done, especially in a country where, racial tensions, especially because of our president right now, are high. You need to think about those things before you hire these people on, because you never know. This person may have a hidden agenda where they want to kill more people. I've seen this time and time again before, where there was a nurse out there who just decided, hey, I'm just going to murder a bunch of people. And it didn't even just stem down to just being black people. They were just people they wanted to kill.
Right. Head into the chat real quick. You guys are answering my question about the hospitals here in Milwaukee. Josh says, I'm afraid of St. Joseph and any Ascension hospital. Denise Jones says, no to St. Joseph. It has been scary for years. Josh says, you're better off at Frederick or Aurora. Travis also says, everyone is afraid of St. Joseph. They used to be good at giving birth back in the day. Now they are known for not saving lives. And that's really upsetting. There needs to be some type of investigation going on over there at St. Joseph and why there's so many people who feel that way. But I kind of want to offer up a potential solution, and I want to know if y'all would consider it. So shout out to I'm going to say the show that I used to do with Planned Parenthood, because with that show, I learned a lot about just midwives and doulas and how some home births even can help prevent things that happened in Texas. And I kind of want to know, for all the women out there, do you feel comfortable, or have you ever thought of having a midwife or having a doula to help you give birth to your baby? Like, do you think that could potentially stop the disparities that we are currently seeing, because it has been known that more doulas and more midwives kind of care about the health and the care of the mother and the health and the care of the baby. So if you guys don't know the difference between the two, I pulled it up so I can let you guys know. So a doula is there for protection, for advocacy, and for support. Okay, so a doula, if you have a doula, they don't actually deliver the baby, but they advocate for you. So studies consistently show that having a doula is linked to lower rates of C-sections, shorter labors, less use of pain medication, fewer birth complications, higher patient satisfaction, and better communication with doctors and nurses. So your doula is going to be there if you're giving birth, and they will be able to be like the middleman to communicate between what you need and what the doctors and the nurses need to do for you and give you, so you can be comfortable and, have the best type of birth and labor that you can. All right, so that is what they do. They help women from being ignored. So that situation that was going on down there up in Texas, where it was just the mother and her daughter in there in the waiting room, I feel like a doula would 100% help prevent those types of situations from happening. Now, a midwife, though, you guys, is more holistic, and they have personal care that reduces the different disparities. So midwives, especially certified nurse midwives, are trained clinicians who can handle prenatal care, labor and delivery, and postpartum care. And those are led to lower rates of maternal and infant mortality, fewer preterm births, higher breastfeeding rates, less intervention and fewer complications, and more time spent listening to the patient. And it's definitely more one-on-one time. They seem a little bit more respectful to you, and it's more of a focus on the mother's intuition, their pain, and I would say their experience while they are giving birth. But that would be kind of for the people who are thinking about having a home birth. If you want to have a home birth, you definitely should look into getting a midwife or some type of doula or some situation like that, because they can help you. They can definitely help you. And I have heard from all the stories that I've heard that women who do get those, they have a way better experience just giving birth than at some hospital, you know. And it's actually had me even consider eventually, when that time comes for me to have a child, like what I want to do a home birth. Because hearing these rates about how nurses and hospitals and doctors don't really care about you, it almost seems like you're safer in the comforts of, you know, your home or the comforts of the people who need to be around you when you are giving birth than being at the hospital. Because even with that, how you give birth, it's not the proper way. Like lying on your back, that's not how you're supposed to give birth, or at least that's not how I've heard you're supposed to give birth.
Yeah, and that's one of them things too, Juice, because it's like you educate yourself. The more you decide to dive outside of what just the hospital will allow you to
The norm.
You're the normal, right? Because I'm not gonna lie, you know, me and my girl, we've definitely talked about these types of ideas, and I actually want my girl to do an at-home birth in a nice, like.
Oh, you would want her to?
Yeah, man. Because
Okay.
I do think that, you know, having the baby at the hospital just may be too much stress for my child to bear. Like, as soon as you come out the womb, there's already bright lights in your face. First off, I'm a 33-year-old man. I don't give a damn. When I open up my eyes, the last thing I'm trying to see is bright lights in my face. Okay, so I'm just imagining from my little baby Benny's perspective. Turn them lights off.
What are you talking about?
Turn them lights off. And secondly, I also think about how much more stress my woman may be, just as you said before, Juice, with her lying down, going against gravity versus going with gravity. Because when you look out at the rest of the biological population out there and the animal species, a lot of them, most of them aren't laying down having children. I'll tell you that. Most of them are going along with gravity.
Gotta go in like a squat position.
Yeah, squat position. Even when you look back at like ancient Egypt, they actually did squat positions so for the baby to come out. It wasn't lay on your back, which is actually a lot more stressful, takes up a lot more energy for you to go ahead and have that baby. It's just one of them things where I think, you know, we need to tap back into how things used to be done versus how the Western society views how things are supposed to be done.
System definitely needs to change. Like the way we do things, 100% I feel like needs to change.
I mean, if I had it my way personally, Juice, I would like for my girl to have our child in a swimming pool with like 2 dolphins. You ever heard about that type of stuff?
No.
Basically, the dolphins are supposed to be able to telepathically communicate with your child.
What type of pool is this?
Yeah, making your child that much smarter. Look into it. But, you know, there's some laws out there that state that humans aren't even supposed to interact with dolphins like that anymore because, you know, dolphins are actually the smartest animal out there besides us.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just throwing it out there. But look into the relationship between humans and dolphins and why we can't even interact with them anymore. We don't have a relationship with them like that anymore. It goes down a rabbit hole. But that's another rabbit hole for another day. But as far as when it comes down to women giving birth inside these hospitals, it definitely does get spooky. I mean, there's a reason why Black people don't even like going to hospitals in the first place. Okay, because a lot of times we're not given the proper care that we're supposed to get. And that's why, you know, personally, me, I believe that, like, you know, when I say we, I'm talking about to the Black people out there, we definitely need to have our own hospitals, or some hospitals that, you know, more aligned with what we're trying to do with our lives and our culture. Because I think a lot of times when we try to assimilate with the other cultures, it just doesn't give us everything that we need. Like, it doesn't give us the help that we need. Like, I don't know, Juice, about you, but, you know, there are times where, you know, I'll go about calling in my insurance agency, right? I'll call my insurance agency and I'll talk to them. And I typically get other people who are not of my race. But as soon as I talk to somebody who know that I'm Black and I know that they Black, we have a whole other conversation that I would have never had I spoke with another race. So I'm just saying, and it's not being racist or whatsoever at all. I just know the communication and connection that I have with my people versus that I have with other people. And I'm cool floating either way. However, I'd much rather go my way.
Last thing I'll say to just wrap up this conversation.
I feel safer. I could be me and not judged.
Right. Last thing I'll say to just wrap it up before we make room for the rabbit hole. That's why I think it's so important for us to continuously push for our community to go into these fields, you know, 100%. To become a nurse, to become a midwife, to become a doula, to become doctors, because it's needed way much more than you know, especially to have someone who looks like us. Like everything that I get done, I try to find someone who looks like me, who can understand my perspective when it, not even just like beauty stuff, right now I have like, you know, my hair is by a black person, you know, I could get like waxes by my black person, my eyebrows, all of that stuff. But when it comes to your health, I went and I searched and I looked for me to get a black doctor whenever I was looking back a couple months ago, and I wanted to get like my checkup just because they understand a whole lot more. So we definitely need to be pushing that idea more so in our communities too. It's like we need more black people in all spaces, even when it comes to dentists. I shout out to my black owned dentist that I have, you know.
Put a play on.
I was about to say, what is the center for? Oh, you put me on the spot.
Yeah, because I want to know.
Because it's over here in the Bronzeville area, but Center for Exceptional Dentistry. That's what it's called. Center for Exceptional Dentistry, you guys. That is where I go, but they are on MLK. Make sure you guys look them up. They're really good. I've been going to them forever, but they're really good. And shout out to even my black-owned vet, Dr. Wright's Animal Hospital out there in Brown Deer. Like, we have to continue to try to circulate our dollars with one another 100%. And to just look out for one another, because it's needed more than, you know, especially during these times where, you know, a lot of things are reverting and going back to how it used to be back then when people didn't care, you know, and it was, so... That's real. Just what I'll say about that. And even if you don't want to have like a doula with you, it's very important for people like yourself, the men who are in women's lives. If you have somebody who is pregnant, like a wife or a girlfriend or whatever it is, for you guys to be educated as well and know how you can advocate for your, you know, your wife or your girlfriend who is about to give birth. Because sometimes when they're going through the pain and they might be drugged up or whatever it is, they need someone who can advocate for them. So if you don't have a doula there to help you with that process, it's definitely important for your family and for the supportive people in your life to know what's going on so they can be talking to these doctors and nurses on your behalf. Yeah. So that's what I'll say about that.
No, I definitely agree. We need to get into every faction of this country. That's how I feel. All the change that we say we want to happen won't happen until we get into the places that can make it happen. You know, that's why y'all should already know who I'm voting for governor next year. I'm just throwing it out there, okay? But that's neither here nor there for right now.
Right now, it is time
for us to go down the
rabbit hole.
Okay, so first off, Juicy Jammers, if you don't know what a rabbit hole is, it is a piece of information you find on the internet or experience in real life that takes you from one piece of information you find
to another,
up until your curiosity is
satisfied.
And today, Juicy Jammers, we could talk about how, you know, there's two different facts I want to throw out there. And the other fact I'll actually leave for tomorrow. So we could talk about, because this is a little bit more crazier, I ain't gonna lie. We could talk about how California squirrels are turning carnivorous. Okay.
Huh?
Yeah.
What's that? Help.
California squirrels are turning carnivorous, meaning that they are starting to eat other animals. Okay, and this is a squirrel now. And if anybody knows anything about being Jammin, I've said this before and I'll say it again. My biggest fear are squirrels, okay? My biggest fear are squirrels. They can jump out of a tree, attack you. They can do so many different things, okay? But with this being said, they are turning more carnivorous, eating other small rodents, all right? A new study from...
That's scary.
I'm telling you, UC Davis reveals that California ground squirrels are turning unexpectedly carnivorous, meaning they're eating other animals, all right? In Bryanus Regional Park, researchers observed them hunting, killing, and eating mice, all right, over a 7-week
Their family?
Well, I guess they're both part of the rodent family, you're correct. over a 7-week period in the summer of 2024, they recorded 74 squirrel mice encounters with 42% involving active predation. Previously thought to only eat plants, seeds, and nuts, the squirrel showed remarkable dietary flexibility, apparently responding to a sudden boom in mice numbers. All right, so when they start eating mice, just know they gonna start trying to hunt after your little pets, your little cat and your dog. I'm just throwing it out there, okay? Hey, you heard it here first from your boy, man.
That is weird.
Yeah, it is. It is very weird. But I'm about to tell you something that's even weirder. That had the internet in an uproar, had the internet in a frenzy. All right. So we could talk about that, Juicy Jammers. But no, today, Juicy Jammers, we're going to talk about a question that I have. And that question is your president gay? Like, who in the F is Bubba? All right, and I'm not talking about the Forrest Gump Bubba. I'm not even talking about the my cousin Bubba, who ironically died dancing on top of a table at my other cousin's funeral. All right, I'm not even talking about Hubba Bubba Bubba Gump. I'm talking about the Bubba mentioned in the Jeffrey Epstein files. All right, after reading the Jeffrey Epstein emails between himself and his brother discussing the idea that Vladimir Putin allegedly could have pictures of a man named Donnie T blowing Bubba. All right. And the internet was in an uproar, all right, over this weekend, trying to figure out who in the F is Bubba. So, with that being said, Juicy Jammers.
What? Bubba.
Stand back and stand by for the next 3 minutes and take a juice break. Because when we come back, we finna take a trip down the rabbit hole. Who in the F is Bubba?
Who is Bubba? Bubba Max?
And does Donald Trump love to blow Bubba?
Bubba Sparks?
Oh, I could have did the Bubba Sparks thing. You're right. I forgot about Bubba Sparks. Apparently, Donald Trump didn't forget about Bubba. He loves Bubba.
Yikes. Who is Bubba, y'all? Who is Bubba? Hubba Bubba.
Juicy Jammers. But while you wait, make sure to go to our Instagram and follow and like our page, Jammin with Juice. When we return, I will make sure to get on Carrie's nerves. See you soon, Juicy Jammers. Yo, what's up? It's me, your boy, Ben Jammin. And when I need that fresh fade, that clean lineup, I only hit one spot ever, okay? And it's just called New Image Barbershop in Racine, Wisconsin. They don't just cut hair, they create confidence, all right? From fades to tapers, from beards to dreads. They'll have you looking brand new each and every time you walk out that chair. Walk-ins always welcome, appointments easy peasy, and the vibe is immaculate. So if you're in Racine and you want to step out looking like a new image, pull up to the shop that keeps the city fresh. That's New Image, where every cut's a masterpiece.
If you want to stay in the know, you gotta sip on something juicy, where me, your girl Noni Juice, spills the juice on recent headlines you might have missed. From local Milwaukee stories to trending topics and breaking news, you gotta know what's going on. So I'm gonna keep you updated. So don't miss Something Juicy every single weekday in the 7 o'clock hour, exclusively right here on Jammin' with Juice. Keep it juicy, y'all.
What's up, Juicy Jammers? It's me, your boy, Ben Jammin. And when I'm not on this mic entertaining you all with my rabbit holes and laughs on Jammin' with Juice, I'm writing songs that express the other side of my Gemini. See, the heavens and the earth, they're both dual in nature. Finding that balance between your heart's desires and reality, and that's what I see as one of my greatest gifts. So tap into Jammin' with Juice each and every day, because even if your cup feels half empty, you'll always leave with your cup filled. It's amazing.
Got a business, event, or brand you want the city to know about? You gotta let them know about it here. Jammin' with Juice is where the people are listening, laughing, and showing love every single morning. Let's put your brand right in the mix. Whether it's an on-air mention, interview, or social media promo, we've got options that make sense for you. So if you're ready to get your message in front of our Juicy Jammers, hit us up at jamminwithjuice@gmail.com and let's work.
Nobody protects you from mayhem like Allstate. I'm thick-cut bacon sizzling on your stove. And while you were over there smearing your bagel, this little piggy went on a splatter spree. And if you don't have the right home insurance coverage, you'll be crying wee over this fire in your home. So get Allstate.
That's right, y'all. You gotta get Allstate. So contact Milwaukee Allstate agent Cynthia Johnson today.
Subject to terms, conditions, and availability. Allstate Vehicle and Property Insurance Company and affiliates, Northbrook, Illinois.
And we're back. The juice break is over. So it's time to pour up more of the juiciest conversations to get your day going. Let's get it.
Okay, Juicy Jammers. All right, I had a little trouble right there, but we're back. We're back, Juicy Jammers, and I think it's time for us to go down the
rabbit hole.
Okay, now, Juicy Jammers, if you don't know what a rabbit hole is, it is a piece of information you find on the internet or experience in real life that takes you from one piece of information you find
to another.
Up until your curiosity.
That sounds like something from Halloween, bro.
It really does.
I'm like, what video is this?
Yeah, nah, man. And you know, that's the thing about my rabbit holes. Like, I love to like pull up videos because when I started doing it, I was like, man.
Is that where you find them?
Well, not all of them, no. Some of them, like this one, I'm actually about to do today or whatever. I had to go to TikTok and stuff because I'm like, dog, like this is too hilarious.
Watch this.
I don't think. Okay, well, make sure it's muted so they don't hear it right now.
That's true.
All right. So what is this rabbit hole and who is Bubba?
Okay, we finna figure out who Bubba is.
You trying to find it?
I'm trying to get to the actual freaking link, man. I don't know why it's
of
not
who
going.
Bubba is.
I'm trying to show y'all Bubba, man.
So is Bubba a person, I guess?
Bubba is a person.
And Trump is liking who this Bubba person is.
I guess, like, to how people describe it, Trump is always like Bubba. He's like Bubba before we even known who Bubba was for real. This is some BS, I'll tell you. Technology. Okay. Man, I could do it like this.
Is Bubba a person everyone knows?
He's definitely a person everybody knows.
So who is it?
Okay, I'm finna take y'all down the rabbit hole, man. I'm actually upset right now.
I know.
I can only really be mad at myself. That's really it. End of the day. Let me see if this will work really quickly.
To get the link up on TikTok?
Yeah. Okay.
You got it?
I actually do got the link.
Okay.
Okay. Woo! All right. Now I think we're ready. Okay, now we're ready, Juicy Jammers. Okay. So if you guys don't know what a rabbit hole is, it is a piece of information.
Bro, they know what it is. Just get to it at this point. They know what they waiting to know who the heck Bubba is.
Okay, so today, Juicy Jammers, for November 17th, my rabbit hole question, who in the F is Bubba? All right, made me scratch my head. All right, made me scratch my head because after reading Jeffrey Epstein's emails between himself and his brother Mark, Epstein, the email chain discussing the idea that Vladimir Putin allegedly could have pictures of a man named Donnie T blowing Bubba. All right, this sent me and all the internet into an uproar over this weekend. So, with that being said, Juicy Jammers, I'm going to go ahead and read a few of the excerpts out of this email between Mark Epstein and Jeffrey Epstein. A lot of people have been asking, what's the Epstein files? Who's in the Epstein emails? Well, it seems to me one of the biggest reasons why Donald Trump wouldn't want these emails to get out or even want the Epstein files to come out is because he's definitely in these things, all right? And Mark Epstein, Jeffrey Epstein's brother, ended up emailing Jeffrey Epstein while Jeffrey Epstein was still alive, asking and saying to him, "Hey man, you should ask him if Putin has the photos of Trump blowing Bubba." And again, I had a question: who in the F is Bubba? Apparently, Bubba is the nickname of Bill Clinton, our former president. They used to call President Bill Clinton Bubba. That is his nickname. And Jeffrey Epstein goes on and says, look, I thought I had problems. All right, Mark Epstein later goes on and says that you and your boy Donnie can make a remake of the movie Get Hard. All right, now I'm not saying that Trump is gay. I wouldn't even put that on him. But if he is, all right, it would be funny as hell. All right, all this speculation that your current president just might be a closeted gay man, or maybe he's gay for some and not for everyone, all right, will be one of the biggest bombs ever dropped since Hiroshima. All right, and in doing so, I had to go down my rabbit hole, had to do my Googles, and had to investigate, like, man, is Donald Trump actually gay? Like, could he have actually been a gay man this whole time? And this is where his, idea for masculinity stems from. Maybe this is where his hatred for, the LGBTQ community comes from. Because in his time, he couldn't be out and about frolicking like that. But in today's times, he could. But I did my Googles, did my investigation, y'all, Juicy Jammers, and I started to see all these different videos of Donald Trump being around Bill Clinton. Like, there's a picture out there, an alleged picture out there of Donald Trump patting Bill Clinton on his penis. All right, and I'm like, my God, like this really happened, and nobody said anything at that time.
The video, keep going.
And then the video started to circulate where, okay, if you were just an attendance member or whatever out there seeing Donald Trump at his rallies, you're like, oh, he's just talking. He's just spitballing. However, he might have been showing us the history of him spitting on something else. So I'm going to take y'all down the rabbit hole and show y'all a few of the videos that I found. Here it goes, y'all. Check this out.
Every guy, man and woman. Look at that guy, how handsome he is. I'll kiss him. Not with a lot of enjoyment, but that's okay. He can kick it long. I think I guess he's considered the best there is in the business, Harrison Butker. So, Harrison, where are you, Harrison? He's a handsome guy, by the way. That's usually not my thing, but he is a good-looking sucker. But Arnold Palmer was all man. And I say that in all due respect to women, and I love women. But this is a guy that was all man. His man was strong and tough. And I refuse to say it, but when he took showers with the other pros, they came out of there, they said, oh my God, that's unbelievable. I had to say it. How
did you find the Syrian president?
Great. Very good. Young, attractive guy, tough guy. Strong pass.
Wow. Yeah, man. I think there's always been some suspect things that he was doing, Let's see. Let me take this off.
That was weird.
Yeah, that was very weird, and nobody said anything this whole time about Donnie T or Donnie D. You know, I don't really care if he is homosexual, but I do think that his base, his support base, is definitely butthurt by this. No pun intended. All right, because ultimately he's supposed to stand up for what a strong man is and all these other things, but he said some very questionable things over his time being the president. All right, and I will put it like this. You know, I am a Gemini myself. I've said some questionable things. It does not make me gay. You know, I would just say it makes me a little bit more
curious.
Oh no, I wouldn't say even curious. I wouldn't say.
I'd say curious.
I would just say that I know the demographic and generation that I'm speaking to, so I use colorful language sometimes. You know, but Donald Trump, he could have been doing the same thing that your boy Ben Jammin does, or he may actually be in tune with that. Neither here nor there. All right, neither here nor there. But what I will say, Juicy Jammers out there, call in, text in at 414-360-8999. Who in the F is Bubba? It doesn't matter if Donald Trump is a closeted gay man. Call in.
What? This question is crazy, but I'll say both of y'all are compromised. That is something that I'm gonna say is both of you could potentially be allegedly compromised individuals. But when it comes to our Mr. President, it seems as though he talks about everyone in that way. Even when he talks about women, he kind of says that same thing of like, oh yes, they're very hot. Very hot, very, very attractive young lady. Back in my day, you know, he gives that vibe. That's what's his tone when he speaks and stuff like that. But
you think that's what it is? He just he likes to talk about the attractiveness of other men and women all the time.
I mean, yeah, maybe.
Because even in that clip where he talks about, like, I'd go out there and kiss every man and woman. I'd kiss every man and woman. I mean, you know, I may not like it. And, you know, I may not choose that person, but that other one over there. You know, or even when he talks about Arnold Palmer, about, you know, if you guys don't know who Arnold Palmer is, if you drink Arizona teas, he's the guy who plays golf, but he's on the face of the black and gray Arizona tea. I like that tea a lot. Apparently Donald Trump likes that tea a lot as well. But he goes on to talk about how this man came out the showers and he was all man. You know, it's just one of the things that I would have never, ever. Look, I've taken showers with other men before because I've played football and things of that nature. I go to the gym and I work. What?
Pause. What'd you just say?
I have said that I've taken showers with other men before.
With them?
Yeah, with other men for sure.
Like you're showering with them?
Yeah, I've showered with men before. Yes. You've never showered with a woman before?
No.
You like in school, you've never had to do these things.
With them? Like we're sharing the same water?
I mean, maybe they're just
like you're right next to me, like I am sharing it with you.
I would say that the person is right next to me, maybe about like
no, I'm saying like we are sharing the exact same source of where the water is coming from.
The shower head, I got my own shower head. I'll put it that way. I got my own shower head and I'm showering, but just as you are, you know, right next to me, there's another dude right there. I've showered that close to another man before.
Oh, okay. I thought you were saying like you showered with them.
Not like I'm rubbing his
you
back.
had the exact same shower head and y'all are like using the same soaps and are like right next to each other. That's what you are alluding to. Like what?
But the fact that Donald Trump, you know, talked about this man as if he was all man and all these things and talking about he didn't want to look, but he definitely looked, or alluding to the idea, definitely questionable and suspect in my opinion, but at the same time...
I think you're suspect and questionable, Ben. Like, you really got me over here thinking, like, how was that even a thing?
Because
even when I was
how you turning this on me?
The swim team... Because you're compromised, and I'm just trying to understand how that even worked for you. Because even when I was on the swim team and, you know, we had to shower after being in the what's it called? Chlorine? What is it?
Chlorine.
Yeah, the chlorine. We had to shower afterwards, but they showered with like their swimsuits on and stuff like that. Like nobody got butt naked to
for real
like shower it all off, I don't think. Or maybe I just didn't pay attention to that. But I know I didn't.
Breast, right? Like that y'all go as far as that.
Huh?
You women typically go as far as like showing y'all breast off in the.
I mean, women in society, women are allowed to do a little bit more and see a little bit more without it being looked at suspect. But
I'm saying the
y'all
guys,
were butt naked after football practice.
Oh, for sure. For sure, you going into the locker room and you finna take a shower.
Why you didn't just shower at the crib? Like, look, Trey Tay even said that. He was like, heck no, fam. We just showered at the crib after football practice or after a game.
Hey, look, my high school, I guess, is different. My high school, we all get ass naked and we was showering right in there. You know, I'm not finna shower with clothes on. That's just crazy.
Okay.
You know, but I didn't have I had no problem with my body. I've always loved my body. I'm all man, you know. But at the same time, man, this Donald Trump situation, if he happens to be the first gay president, you know, then so be it. And if that's the way he floats, I think he should definitely embrace it all. You know, his support base or the Republicans, there are already a lot of closeted gay guys. Like, you know, when we did the RMC here, you know, the Grindr app went up, which is a notoriously gay app. It's just the truth.
You know, a lot of things are a little suspicious. I'm not gonna lie to you. But I will say, you know, even if allegedly Mr. President was like, let's say, closeted, and it came out that he wasn't, you think that would be the breaking point? For his fans, for his people, for his group, for his cult?
I think for the most part, yeah. I think if these photos really come out to be real, if he really was out here, you know, blowing Bubba, I think that would be a straw that would break his support bases back for sure. Just because he had a lot of young white men out here who were looking at him as if he was supposed to be the epitome of what a man is supposed to look like and is supposed to be deemed to be as here in America. Because they don't deem themselves being people who want to get on all knees and blow Bubba. Okay.
Well, I will say that ever since this has come out, I think like yesterday and like over this weekend and stuff like that, the government and their administration, I should say, has been doing some damage control, it seems like, by putting out images of Trump with, what's the wife's name? Ivanka. Yeah, Ivanka Trump, and trying to make it seem like they are like this power couple and they are the it couple and they are the ones that everybody needs to be paying attention to. I've definitely been seeing a lot of that. I'm not gonna lie to you. Definitely have been seeing a lot of that out there, but it's not believable to me because that woman don't even kiss him in public.
Well, maybe there's a
reason. It literally just be on the cheek. I think the reason is she's just there to be there, allegedly.
Like, you know, this picture is a legitimate picture. And this picture here that I'm actually looking at is the picture of Donald Trump tapping Bill Clinton on the penis. You know, and Bill Clinton laughed it off. You know,
is that true? Do we know for sure that is what that was? That he patted him on that because it was an AI video.
I feel you. The AI video is something that actually they put together afterwards, but this is a real picture.
Yeah, a picture, but I'm saying it's not a video. Like the picture that could have been Trump, like mid, not even doctored, like mid something else, like mid crossing over, or like it doesn't look like they actually posed for the photograph. It seems like it was just something where he was mid, like moving his arm, and someone captured it, and now all of a sudden it's a viral photo saying that, oh, this is Bubba and Trump's relationship. Just weird things going on. But
I would find it very funny though if all this happened to be true. You know, the fact that Donald Trump went on to go tell Hillary Clinton, like, I know a lot about your husband. I know him very well. All these things, you know, it's just all these innuendos that were put out there right before our eyes. But hey, we just didn't know about it.
A lot of things going on behind the scenes
when
it comes to political power heads and stuff.
Yeah, I don't want to speculate about this man's how he identifies sexually. If he is, he is. If not, so be it. I just think that it's messed up.
Says the man who brought it up.
Well,
what is it? How you gonna say, oh, I'm not trying to, you know, put that out there? You just put it out there.
Well, because one of the things that, you know, I'm more so concerned about is like, is this the type of leverage that other countries have over us now? Vladimir Putin allegedly or potentially having some kind of documentation showing and proving so that all of the world can see Donald Trump on his knees. I think that will make America look pretty weak, man.
All right, you guys. We are about to take our final juice break. We're going to take our final juice break and then come back with our drop of juice. We're going to wrap up the show with the bow and just give our final thoughts. This conversation got extremely weird. All right, go to break.
Y'all know we're going to come back, but in the meantime, stay patient, stay waiting, and stay hopeful. The greatest things comes to those who wait. Take a sip of that.
Nobody protects you from mayhem like Allstate. I'm thick cut bacon sizzling on your stove. And while you were over there smearing your bagel, this little piggy went on a splatter spree. And if you don't have the right home insurance coverage, you'll be crying wee over this fire in your home. So get Allstate.
Contact Milwaukee Allstate agent Cindy Johnson today at 414-445-2558.
Subject to terms, conditions, and availability. Allstate Vehicle and Property Insurance Company and affiliates, Northbrook, Illinois.
Hey, Jammin' with Juice is officially back, you guys. And you know what? I am so excited to be back with my co-star. Okay, we got Benjamin in the building. Benjamin, how you feeling?
Amazing. No, seriously, Juicy Jammers, it is so great to be back over this airwaves, connecting with you all over again. Thank you guys again just for holding it down with us, man, for so long. All the DMs, all the messages, all the likes, the comments.
Y'all definitely were doing your big one, reaching out to us and just keeping the show alive. You know what I'm saying? So now that we are officially back, make sure you tell everybody that you know.
Tell your mama.
Okay, that Jammin' with Juice is back to give you that daily drop of juice every single morning. Okay, if you got to go to the gas station, if you at the mall, whoever you run into,
tell
just
your
let
local
them know,
drug dealer.
all right, that they got to tap into Jammin' with Juice. Man, you are so crazy.
Okay, let's do it again.
Do it again? No, let's see how it sounded first.
I don't think that sounded good.
I thought it was beautiful.
I thought the direction was there.
Do it.
Let's just do it one more time.
Do what?
Do it again.
Okay, what's
Tell the people. They listening right now. Tell the people. Tell the people what you need to tell them. What we need to tell them. Look, Juicy Jammers, from the bottom of Benjamin heart, I really appreciate you guys. When somebody, gets let go from their job.
We ain't doing that.
No,
we ain't talking about that.
Okay, we ain't doing all that. Just thank you, Juicy Jammers, man. Seriously, I found out throughout this time period. Okay, I don't want to be that deep. I know how to enunciate.
I'm not about to keep playing with you. Cut this up and call it a day.
Whatever, bro. Y'all really want this show?
Bro, this is a 30-second. We back. Tell your mama, tell your daddy, tell your sister, tell your brother, tell your auntie, tell your baby daddy.
We back, but we ain't never left, okay? We ain't never left, all right? We just got a new platform, and it's our own platform.
Facts. But yeah, y'all was holding it down. We appreciate it so much. And we are just glad to be able to be back in community with all of you and to, entertain y'all. Because it's about to get even crazier. We on our own, Ben. We independent.
INDEPENDENT. Do you know what that means? You already know what it is. This is Jammin' with Juice. And make sure you go like and subscribe to our YouTube channel and go to jamminwithjuice.com to become a certified Juicy Jammer. Remember, from here on out, you're amazing.
Are we live? Are we live? Are we back? What's up, everybody? It's Jammin' with Juice. We are about to wrap up the show with a bow and give you our drop of juice from what we talked about here today on this lovely Monday. On this lovely Monday morning, we appreciate y'all for being here with us for the first day of week 2. But let me think of what my drop of juice is going to be. What's your drop of juice, man? Because I think I have mine, but I don't know if I could bring it up. I should have asked you on break.
Really?
Yeah, I don't know if it's like something crazy. I'll just say it. It ain't crazy. It's not nothing crazy. I didn't know if it was like low key though. But are you the reason why the game was in my notifications?
Oh, I actually am. I 100%
I'm like, I look at my notifications. Y'all know the rapper The Game?
Yeah.
He over here commenting on our Jammin' with Juice posts and stuff like that, putting fire emojis and liking posts and stuff. And I'm like, where is all of this energy coming from? Why is The Game in my notifications? And I'm like, this has been Jammin' written all over it.
You're right, man. So Juicy Jammers, just to let y'all know, So I've been contacting the game for like 3-4 years now. Like I've been in his DMs.
Yeah, I saw that message you sent. Very on it.
Yeah, I'm an avid fan of who the game is. I've always loved Jason Taylor and everything he got going on, man. He's one of my favorite rappers of all time. I mean, I remember even when I began like rapping when I was younger, whatever. I really a friend of mine, his name's Shumi. I remember writing down all of the game's raps, and then I spat it at a lunch table trying to say it was my raps, and I got called out for it. Anyway, I've always loved the game. So the game actually had finally responded to me. He responded to me yesterday, y'all. Y'all don't know. Hey, my heart was gushing. Okay, my heart was gushing. All right.
Bro, gushing over another man is crazy. Your heart was gushing?
Yeah, man.
That's how I know them showers you was taking was a little deeper than what you putting out here.
Look, whatever, man. Just because you take showers with men don't make you gay. Okay? Don't make you gay. But anyway, Jason Taylor of the game, the rapper, jumped in my DMs yesterday and said, hey, man, let's work. Let's do it. So I potentially could be working on a feature with the rapper The Game. And it comes at a really great time because if anybody knows anything about The Game, he actually has his record. I should say his next album coming out called The Documentary 3. So if you hear your boy being jamming on The Documentary 3, holla at me.
All right. And with that being said, you guys, we're going to wrap it up here. Thank y'all so much for tapping into Jammin' with Juice today. Let's do it again tomorrow. Same time, same place. You know where to find us right here from 7 a.m. to 9 a.m. It's Jammin' with Juice, baby. Yeah. Make sure you guys like, comment, share, and subscribe. Let everybody know that we are on the air. We are here. You know, I'm not gonna lie to you. Bean is currently getting cooked right now in the comment section of one of our videos about Cardi B. But the reason why I bring that up is I'm very excited about it because somebody said we were on the radio. And I was like, yes, we are on the radio. It made me feel happy because, you know, I wanted this to look kind of like a radio station and not a podcast. And they was like, yeah, you're just on the radio and you have nothing else to do. And I'm like, yes, we are on the radio, aren't we? But anyway, we will catch you guys tomorrow. Lord willing, I'm your girl, Noni Juice, always keeping it juicy. That has been Jammin'.
It is amazing.
And thanks so much for tapping in. All right, have a good one. Have a safe one. Enjoy the rest of your day.
I may have taken showers with dudes, but at least my ass was clean.
You probably dropped the soap too. But that's another conversation for another day.
That's wild.
See y'all. Enjoy the rest of your day. We might get some snow tomorrow morning, so we'll be back to report on that tomorrow. Let's see. I don't know. Bye.
I'm hungry.
Of course. You gotta...
What I gotta do?
How do you do this? I'm finna do it. Fade us out. Bye.